afternoon, Bluebirds. I'm Cece with Evan delivering your announcements.
Happy birthday to Nicholas Gilkerson and Anna McCoy.
To begin the news today, we are going to do a recap of major news stories from each of the 7 continents. This is a really cool way to be informed about what is going on in the world.
In Washington, D.C., President Trump will meet with the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. The two leaders will most likely talk about Islamic radicalism in Boko Haram and ISIS. Buhari is president of one of the fastest growing countries in the world. In Havana, Cuba has a new leader officially ending the Castro regime. Miguel Diaz-Canel was voted as the new leader by the National Assembly. Before becoming president, he was the administrator of the Communist Party of Villa Clara and Holguin, both large cities in Cuba. In Rio de Janeiro, a massacre occurred, killing 5 people. The massacres are hard for the police and military to stop, as Rio de Janeiro is a rather dangerous city filled with violence. In Strasbourg, France, the EU is negotiating a deal with the US over Trump's planned steel and aluminum tariffs. The US imports most of its steel from Canada and the EU. In Moscow, Russia, large protests are going on over internet freedom. The country recently banned a messaging app named Telegram for state security. Tehran, Iran, the Iranian nuclear deal is up to question. President Trump wants to end the deal as he sees it as unfair, while French President Macron thinks it is going good as Iran has not developed any nuclear weapons. At the DMZ, North and South Korea, President of South Korea Moon Jae-in and North Korean Kim Jong-un have met to discuss denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. In Timbuktu, Mali, jihadists have killed more than 40 people in 2 attacks, most of which are Tuaregs, which are Berbers living in the Sahara Desert in northeast Mali. The jihadists have ties with Al-Qaeda and have retaken the land from Tuaregs, who took the land from Mali. In Canberra, Australia, the government is establishing a space agency. The government of Australia is doing this to capitalize off of a $420 billion industry. Sooner or later, we will see Australia with their own satellites and other space-related technology.
Hopefully you learned a new piece of information today about world events.
Congrats to the HMS boys track and field team who placed 4th overall in their team score at the regional championship meet at Notre Dame this past Wednesday. Individual winners include the first place finish in the 4x400 relay with Atlas Lindemann, Austin Eads, Alex Lacourt, and Cole Lorenzen. We also finished second in the 4x800 relay with Austin Eads, Malcolm Robertson, Thomas Gray-Tarcell, and Sam Jones. Then we had 2 third-place finishes. The first was in the 4x100 relay with Jake Welsh, Matteo Matoli, Aiden Nevels, and Atlas Lindemann. The next third-place finish was in the 4x200 relay with Jake Welsh, Matteo Matoli, Cole Lorenzen, and Alex Lacourt. Congratulations, boys. That was a wonderful way to finish your season.
SCCLA is selling Schools Out for Summer t-shirts 2K18 in a variety of colors, scuba blue, classic pink, and island yellow. Here's a picture of the shirts and colors. There would be a great way to wear on the last day of school and have your friends autograph the back. Order one. They're $15. Go to the HMS office or the HHS office to get an order form. The last day to buy t-shirts is May 9th.
Students, don't forget to return your spring pictures and order forms to the office today. If you don't return the pictures today, LifeTouch will charge you for the entire packet, which is $42.
Also, today is the final test club meeting and party in Mrs. Cochran's room 102 after school from 3 to 4 p.m.
If you are a 6th or 7th grader interested in writing and debating laws or learning more about how the government works, there will be an informational meeting for the 2018-2019 KYA or Kentucky Youth Assembly Club on Wednesday, May 9th at 3 o'clock in room 201. Anyone who wishes to participate in next year's Youth Assembly in Louisville and Frankfurt must attend. Please see Mr. Shufflebarger for more details.
The answer to the calendar clue was the ginkgo tree. Here's a picture of the tree. Remember, the ginkgo tree is often referred to as the mad hair tree. This tree is frequently planted in parks and ornamental gardens. It is also grown on city streets where it is flourished in spite of air pollution, low sunlight, and other types of conditions. We had a lot of people participate in this week's calendar clue, which is wonderful. The winners for this week was Victoria Copigzenta and Mrs. Houston. Will another teacher be able to stop Mrs. Houston's reign in this calendar clue challenge? We shall see. Next week, we will do this again.
This weekend, a pretty big sporting event is occurring in our state. This event is none other than the Kentucky Derby. known as the fastest 2 minutes in sports. Here's a preview.
The Kentucky Derby is a horse race that is held annually in Louisville, Kentucky on the first Saturday in May, capping the 2-week-long Kentucky Derby Festival. The race is known in the United States as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, or the fastest 2 minutes in sports for its approximate duration, and it is also called the Run for the Roses, for the blanket of roses draped over the winner. It is the first leg of the American Triple Crown in horse racing. The American Triple Crown then has 2 more races. These races are known as the Preakness and Belmont Stakes. Unlike the other 2 races, the Kentucky Derby has been run every consecutive year since 1875, even during both World Wars. A horse must win all 3 races, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes, to win the Triple Crown. The attendance at the Kentucky Derby ranks first in North America and usually surpasses the attendance of all the other stakes races, including the Preakness Stakes and Belmont Stakes. One of the most memorable aspects of the race for many is seeing what the horses are named and choosing which one you would like to cheer on. Some of the horses have very creative names, which is one of the reasons the Kentucky Derby is so fun for people of all ages. Here are some of the names of the horses who will be running this year: Magnum Moon, Good Magic, Audible, Noble Indy, Vino Rosso, Bolt d'Oro, Enticed, Meldensenhan, Justify, and Quip. So watch out for these famous horses coming around the corner on May 5th during the fastest 2 minutes in sports.
You can watch the race on NBC. It should begin around 6:45, but you probably want to tune in early so you don't miss it. After all, it's only 2 minutes.
For lunch today, we'll be having cheese tortellini with marinara or Alfredo sauce and vegetable blend. The alternate is pepperoni pizza.
Remember, you can always fix yourself a salad or add fresh and assorted food to your lunch.
Have a great rest of the day, Bluebirds.